with the heart, but got love for all. Lie, die in the fire where I learn the ball. Uptown is the place where I lay my dough. On the streets of the Bronx where my family roam. Oh damn it, we home. Heater got a player haters can feel the flame from my heater. I never really liked it.
Welcome back, sports fans. MG, the BOD, Season 2, Episode 2. You alright?
I'm good, Joe. Episode 1 was a smashing success.
People responded so well.
I can't keep up with the emails.
It's insane.
Pages and pages of emails.
So much spam. It was ridiculous.
4 emails that actually were anything.
Right.
A lot of spam.
Right, too much spam. The good news is, though, is that this is what today's show is all about. This is what we do for you. You ask, you receive. It's not about us.
It's not about us.
It's about you guys. So today's show, we're going to be answering a couple emails, go a little in-depth on them. We picked a few out that we liked, and we're going to bring it to you. You want to get right into it?
Let's get right into it.
Okay. First question comes from Anthony Liverano. I think he asks, I think the Jets would be foolish to give Fitzpatrick more than a year. He is no more than a backup quarterback. Proved in the last 3 games last year, not even making the playoffs. It's not the Jets' fault. Now, he's giving blame right here, folks. He's blaming the Eagles because they were so dumb to give that bum, Sam Bradford, all that money. That's a direct quote. They can have a good to great defense. All they want is someone to manage the game. Give Petty and Christian Hackenberg a shot. What do you think?
I think, number one, I think that it was... I can't believe we didn't talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick on our previous episode, because it's really been the topic of the offseason.
We're excited.
We were excited. We got a little ahead of ourselves, but we have been. This isn't the only email question that we had about Ryan Fitzpatrick.
He would be trending in our.
He's trending in our inbox. Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. Let me give you my thoughts on Ryan Fitzpatrick. The guy had a phenomenal year last year. The best year I've ever seen him had. I didn't ever think he could put up those numbers that he put up last year. And this is coming from a Buffalo Bills fan who actually had him as his quarterback. He is the best backup quarterback I've ever seen, in my mind. I don't think he is a bona fide stud. I think the Jets embarrassed him with an offer, though. Chase Daniel is making how much?
$7 million a year, for 21.
So basically, the Jets offered him Chase Daniel's contract. Okay. $7-8 million?
And that's what Anthony refers to, because the Eagles' bad contract situations to quarterback.
Exactly. So I think that the Jets are slapping him in the face, and I think that Ryan Fitzpatrick is holding his ground. Listen, the guy's been in the league a long time. He's made his money. He's really not going to make bank on this last contract that's going to force him to stay.
He's trying to, though.
He's trying to, which you can't blame him coming off that year.
Right.
I would try to get it too. They wouldn't give it to me, but I would try to get it. But he is trying for that last contract, but he doesn't need it, is what I'm saying. He's a smart man from Harvard, and we always have to...
He's never said, though, that he's ready to hang up the cleats. He wants to play.
He does, but he doesn't want to play with a team that's slapping him in the face.
I agree
slapping him in the face.
Here's my thing. I agree with the backup quarterback situation that you said. Last year was the first year he ever reached 30 touchdowns.
That's what I'm saying.
He should thank Chan Gailey for all this, because he's the guy that is making him right now.
Absolutely.
There has to be some type of happy medium, because if Ryan Fitzpatrick is the starting quarterback of the Jets, they are a serious playoff contender. They can make some waves.
You would have to assume that you're going to get a drastic regression of numbers.
Absolutely agree.
You are not getting the Ryan Fitzpatrick that put up last year's numbers.
Take that into consideration. Now they have Matt Forte there. Does that help Fitzpatrick take the pressure off of him?
Yes.
It does.
Matt Forte,
did
he go over 100 catches a couple years ago?
A couple years ago.
So he takes the pressure off of anybody.
So he doesn't need to be that 30 touchdown guy.
He doesn't, but
you have to pay him like he's not a 30 touchdown guy, which he's not.
Here's my problem with the Jets. They did offer him. They offered him that 3-year deal with $12 million in the
first
front,
year,
right?
6.
So then I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I think Fitzpatrick came back and said, "Nah, I just want 1 year for 12."
Mm-hmm, that's correct.
And the Jets balked.
Right.
So you're going to give him 12 in the first year of a 3-year contract, but you won't give him 12 for 1 year. To me, that's just saying that's not good business on the Jets' part, in my mind, for a guy that brought you to the brink of the playoffs last year.
If you're the Jets GM, do you sign Fitzpatrick or not? And if so, what contract do you give him?
If I'm the Jets GM, I will offer him $12 million for a year.
You will?
I'll sign him for a 1-year contract. I wouldn't go much over 12 because I don't think he's that great of a quarterback.
Right.
I think he is great in that system. He's great under Chan Gailey. He's great with the players around him. I wouldn't go much over 12. I know the email mentioned Bryce Petty. I would give Bryce Petty a shot. They drafted Hackenberg. I'm not a big Hackenberg fan. I know you're a Hackenberg
Yes,
fan.
I am.
I'm not a tremendous Hackenberg fan. I didn't hate the pick, but I love Bryce Petty, and I think the guy deserves a shot. I'm not saying he's the answer, but he deserves a shot.
Okay, my viewpoint is I don't sign him. Reason being, you can't give somebody that age that type of money.
It's only $12 million, though.
But they don't have it to spend right now. They got to still sign Mo Willie's franchise tender. You can't put your money that you don't have on an aging quarterback with one great year underneath him. My opinion is don't sign him. Take your lumps this year because their schedule is brutal. Brutal. Go 5-11 and try to get your hands on Deshaun Watson or Brad Kaya next year if the Jets GM feels that they are a suitable candidate to lead your team. Or maybe hand over the reins to Hackenberg. Who knows? I would not give him this money, though.
We do agree on not handing the reins to Geno Smith, though.
Oh, yeah. You know what, though? Hand the reins over to Geno Smith if you want the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
And then you have to pay that kid next year anyway.
He is awful.
So bad.
Okay, let's get into the next email question. This is from a longtime fan of the show.
Oh, really?
Mr. John Meyer.
Oh!
Yeah, good friend of the show.
Congratulations on his first kid, by the way, John.
Congratulations, Johnny. Question. First of all, he says, "What's up, fellas?"
How do you spell fellas?
Fellas. The correct way of spelling it.
If you put a Z, I was throwing that in the garbage.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, go.
Question. Do you see Devin Smith of the Jets turning into a downfield threat this year as he was when they drafted him? As he was when they expected him to be when they drafted him?
Okay, quick answer, no.
No.
Reason being, he's got to prove that he can stay on the field. And again, we go back to question 1. The quarterback situation is so bad there. It's a shamble. You can't expect the kid to perform if he has no help. Anybody could run straight. Now, whether or not they're fast or not is a different story, but he is fast when he's on the field, but you need somebody to get him the ball. They don't have that.
I agree with all your points. I think you should have put this point in the beginning,
Okay.
is that he's never on the field.
Okay.
He's an injury prone player. I understand it's only 1 year, and so I don't want to throw that word prone around, but the guy's got to be on the field for me to see anything, and he can't stay on the field.
I think that's why John asks, can he be the deep threat?
If he's healthy.
If he's healthy.
Big if. If he's healthy, I still say no for the reasons that the BOD outlined to you about the quarterback situation.
I completely agree with what says
right?
with that.
You agree with me.
That's why
we're partners, Joe.
It's a bad situation for him to be in for what they drafted him for. You know, if they had a deep threat, a quarterback to get the ball downfield like a Joe Flacco, makes sense.
Which is not, and they don't have Ryan Fitzpatrick is not that arm.
No.
I'll tell you who is that arm. It's Bryce Petty. They're not going to give.
So is Hackenberg. Hackenberg's got a big arm.
He does have a big arm.
But I'm gonna stick up to him just because.
Well, I don't like him.
Oh, that's fair. I don't like you sometimes.
Petty, you always like me.
That's true.
Okay.
Petty versus Hackenberg?
Petty versus Hackenberg.
Is that the quarterback
That's
competition?
the quarterback competition.
Right now, you think Petty wins?
Absolutely.
I'll take Hackenberg.
Lunch?
Lunch?
Okay.
Lunch. Okay.
I'm gonna owe Joe lunch because that's just what I do. I buy him food.
And hence the figure. It's bad. You want to go on to the next question
Go
now?
on to the next question, Joe.
All right, this is from Pat Aiello. Pat's from Massapequa, New York. He asks a couple questions here, but that's what we like. We like a couple sections to get.
Yeah, he broke it down in like 3 or 4, and we're gonna pick the ones out that we haven't touched on.
That's right. Do you think the Giants will win under McAdoo? That's the first one. Will the Panthers make another run this year towards the Super Bowl? Are the Cowboys a better team with Ezekiel Elliott? Start with the first one. Do the Giants win under McAdoo?
Absolutely. I like Ben McAdoo.
Me too. Packer guy.
Yes. Well, what he's brought to that offense when Coughlin was there, it took them a while to get their feet into his system, but once they click, that offense is scary.
Yep.
It's revitalized Eli Manning's career. Not that he really needed it, but that McAdoo really elongated Eli's career, I think.
Agreed.
They got Odell Beckham, probably the most nastiest weapon.
They got your boy.
They got my boy, Sterling.
The Shepherd.
The Shepherd.
The Shepherd. He's been hurting balls all year. Oh my God, it just popped into my head.
That doesn't go in.
Mind blown.
The thing with McAdoo and the Giants is, as you can remember, last year on our preseason or prediction shows,
okay,
I had the Giants at 13-3, and a lot of people laughed at me. Mm-hmm. They didn't go 13-3, but let me tell you, those first 3 games, they should have been 3-0.
Right.
They should have won. I know you can't play the game of shoulda, woulda, couldas, but they should have won about 11 games last year.
Yes.
I think they're going to do it this year. I'm going to go. I think the Giants are going to be an 11-12 win team this year.
I had to look at their schedule, but it couldn't make sense. They had the talent. They spent $100 million on defense.
Revamped the entire defense.
Drafted Sterling Shepard. Good. I thought they had a good draft. So yes, they could win the McAdoo.
McAdoo, absolutely.
Next question: will the Panthers make another run this year?
Can I keep this real short?
Yes.
Yes.
They will.
Yes, they did. They had, another good friend of the show, Brett Siegel. He's a big Panther fan. He was explaining to me, they had the best offense in the league last year without Kelvin Benjamin.
Mm-hmm.
That's mind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely mind blowing. They have a healthy Kelvin Benjamin this year. Their defense is just as tenacious as it was last year. They have, to me, the best linebacker in the league.
Hands down.
Hands down, Luke Kuechly's the best linebacker in the league. And Cam Newton, who I'll swallow my pride and tell you, the guy turned into a top quarterback in the league.
Devin Funches, Greg Olsen,
Funches too. I forgot about Funches too.
It could be good.
So yes, my short answer on we'll keep Carolina and look up their schedule. I looked up their schedule.
Yeah.
It is a joke.
Yeah.
It is a joke.
I think you said 12-4. I said 11-5.
I have them winning. I have them winning 13 games. I could.
Okay.
I didn't want to put them undefeated.
That means I put them at 12-4 or 11-5.
It's their schedule is very very easy.
Last one: are the Cowboys a better team with Ezekiel Elliott?
Yes, that's a dumb question.
I agree.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Why do you draft him at 4 if it doesn't make you a better team?
It's just a dumb question.
Yeah,
Who asked that question?
That was Pat.
Okay, well we should have left that question out.
Yeah, but it was here, so we did the right thing.
But you know what? Let's spin Ezekiel Elliott, being that we like to help people fantasy wise. Where you drafting Ezekiel Elliott? Is he a first round pick?
No. In a 12 team,
I disagree about that.
You think he's a first round pick?
I think he's a first round pick.
Okay. No. You can't take an unproven guy that early. Not to mention, again, he may turn into the starter, but McFadden's there, always injury prone. But you don't know what you have in Elliott, how he adapts to the game. So in my opinion, I think he's back end 2, early 3, but you do need a running back.
I put him back end 1, early 2.
Okay, fair enough. But he does make the Cowboys better.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Now,
my question.
Oh, you're going. I apologize.
You go. I
got anxious.
Yeah, you gotta get ahead of yourself.
Go ahead.
Okay, another email question from Justin Pazer.
Hello, Justin.
This is a question I have for the football experts of New York.
New York.
He spelled York, Y-A-W-K.
Well, that's not how you spell it.
Well, I think he was going for the accent.
The accent, he was, okay,
Yeah.
understood.
Number 1, what is going on with Fitzpatrick and the Jets? We already hit that.
Answered that.
Number 2, where would you put some of the free agents out there, i.e. Arian Foster, which is not, after we read this question, we realized he's not the only free agent out there, obviously. So where would you put, let's just start out off with Arian Foster, who's still on the free agent market.
My top 3 places for Arian Foster: Miami Dolphins, the New England Patriots, and the Oakland Raiders. Reason being, depth and inexperience. Miami has Jay Ajayi, and they just drafted Kenyon Drake. They need a veteran presence in there to come down specifically on third downs to Tannehill's dumps. I think that's a great spot for him. The Patriots, Blount will not carry the load and take that beating on his body. James White, couple good games. Deion Lewis, a couple good games. You need a veteran presence there.
I can see him go to the Patriots.
Because they take all those older veteran guys.
And he'll be the best running back in the league.
No doubt. The last one is the Oakland Raiders. They tried to get a couple running backs in free agency, and all they have is Latavius Murray and Tawan Jones. I'm not sold on Murray still. Good, even though we had over 1,000.
I'm a Murray fan.
You are?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I just think that Foster, his veteran leadership, he knows how to play the running back position. I think he could teach the younger guys there some knowledge and another outlet for David Carr.
I am a Murray fan, but I do agree with exactly what you just said.
Okay.
That he would ultimately help Latavius.
I agree. Which one you want to go to next?
I'll go to, after we looked up the free agents, Anquan Bolden's out there.
Yes, he is.
All reliable. All
Always.
reliable Anquan Bolden. The guy's old, but the guy can still make plays, and the guy can still catch the ball. So we figured, where would he go? Couple spots. He could return to the 49ers. I don't see it happening. Chip Kelly, I think he wants the young fast guy.
Okay.
In my opinion, I don't know. I don't know the guy. I don't know Chip.
Okay, well I do. He's not good.
Chip's not. I don't like Chip
He's
either.
not good.
But I don't think he's going to take Anquan Bolden.
I agree.
Another possible spot, the Buffalo Bills.
Good
They
spot.
are in dire need of a wide receiver 2.
This could be Robert Woods' knowledge giver. He could be the best teacher for Robert
Exactly.
Woods.
He
and
would
to
make
let
Robert
Robert
Woods-
Woods taking the next step.
Exactly.
So, because you don't sign Bolden for the now, you sign for Robert Woods' future. That's why that move makes sense.
I agree with you. And and again, you got Sammy Watkins.
Awesome.
And then after that, you said you got Robert Woods. You don't really know.
Be a
Anquan
great
Bolden.
signing.
Anquan Bolden would only help Robert Woods.
Agreed.
So I could see him going to Buffalo. Last possible spot, maybe Washington. You know, they got Pierre Garçon, they got Deshaun Jackson, who's never on the field. They got the rookie
Josh Doctson from TCU,
who you proclaimed as a stud out of the draft
next year.
So they do have receivers. So it's kind of a little crowded there. But Deshaun Jackson never stays healthy.
Right, injuries come up.
I think he'd be a good veteran presence on the Redskins. Ultimately, though, I think the guy's going to sign with a Super Bowl contender, which is none of the teams I just listed.
Right. Okay, that's fair.
So I think he wants the championship.
All right. I can't disagree with you.
So that's my take on Anquan Boldin.
I am going to go to Greg Hardy. If I ever ran a team, Greg Hardy's not on my list.
Not on my list.
I'm going to get that very clear. I don't deal with terrorists. Bottom line, I'm not bringing him in. Just not. He's not a good person. I don't want that in my room.
He's a negative.
But there will be somebody that signs him. Like it only takes one team, but we're so good, we're going to give you three. Number one, the Seattle Seahawks. They want the veteran guy in the locker room because they thrive on being defense and getting pressure on the quarterback. That's why their secondary is so good. The Detroit Lions have still never placed in Ndamukong Suh. They got Ezekiel Ansah, Kyle Van Noy, and they just drafted Ashawn Robinson. Haloti Nada, who's an 11-year veteran, who's one of my favorite players in the NFL. He doesn't have enough gas left in the tank, so I think that's a good spot for him to go to start and be.
I think he would help them out immediately. Yes.
The last one, the Atlanta Falcons. You have a defensive-minded coach in Dan Quinn. They got Adrian Claiborne, who has been a bust since coming out of college. Rashid Hageman going into year 3 from the University of Minnesota. He's still unproven. And Grady Jarrett, who's 6 foot, 315, not a guy that gets to the quarterback. You need a guy to get to the quarterback, as the Denver Broncos showed in the Super Bowl against Cam Newton.
Defense wins championships.
So I got Seattle, Detroit, Atlanta for Greg Hardy.
I like all three of those options. To me, Atlanta makes the most sense.
Yeah.
And Atlanta, to me, would be the most needy because they have a good offense. They just cannot stop anybody on defense.
Right,
so they need all the help they can get.
I totally agree with you. You want to go to the last question?
Yeah, let's go to the last question.
This is a book.
This is a book written
by Kevin Flynn.
Another friend of the show.
The guy thinks he's R.L. Stein writing Goosebumps right now, and it drives me crazy.
Well, at least he's not George Martin and killing off his main characters.
Oh my God.
Because we wouldn't survive.
No shot. Oh my God. Dear MG and the BOD, semicolon. Why have you forsaken me? I have always turned to you in times of need like a leper turns to the Lord. Just when I needed your so-called wisdom and guidance about the New York Football Giants' attempts to rebuild the second worst defensive secondary in the history of the National Football League, you decided to take a sabbatical. How in the blue hell could I ever trust your opinion on the G-men taking taller and faster cornerback in Eli Big Apple with concerns about his penchant for grabbing wide receivers way too much over the more NFL-ready Vernon Hargreaves? See what I did there? This is a quote from Kevin. See what I did there? I vented my frustration, yet I still need to hear your validation of the pick. Also, Sterling Shepard, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Well, Kevin, this was addressed in episode 1. Pay attention to the show. We're not going to rehash it.
But yeah.
It's taken care of. We're back.
Clearly,
you're welcome.
Clearly he's not taking time to watch the show. All of his time is consumed with writing emails.
Kev, go into your refrigerator, bring over eggs. We'll crack them. Eggs of knowledge over your head. Let's break down this question. Eli Big Apple and his penchant for grabbing wide receivers. Every cornerback does it, okay? Whether or not he's going to get called for it is another thing. This kid is all talent. He's a taller cornerback. You need that in this league. He's 6'1", 200 pounds with wheels and great recovery speed. I love the pick. So what if he wasn't the sexy
It
pick?
was a shocking pick, though.
Was it though? He was a first-round pick, top 15.
I like Eli Apple, and he comes from a defensive program,
right?
Who always produces NFL talent. I like the pick, and you hit the nail on the head. I was going to tell you, a bigger, taller corner is what this league lacks.
Evolving to
it's what this league lacks,
right?
But the bigger, taller corner normally succeeds.
I agree.
His name is escaping me in Seattle.
Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman's tall too. They're all tall.
They are tall.
But the bigger, taller corner, to me, is a better pick than the faster, smaller Hargreaves.
I agree.
I liked Vernon too.
Me too.
I thought they were going to go with the Vernon pick, and I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. If I was the Giants GM, I probably would have drafted Vernon. But I like the Eli Apple pick.
Okay.
You know,
me too.
I don't hate the Eli Apple pick. I think he's going to be a good prospect for them.
I totally agree.
Well, normally I don't really
know,
say anything stupid.
Well, that's another time, another show, folks. Again, like Eli Apple, all the intangibles you need, he could be molded into a great cornerback, I think. And we'll see in 3 or 4 years' time when the Giants need the money to re-sign him because they did hit on the number 10 overall pick.
Absolutely. But as for you, Kevin Flynn, please keep emailing the show.
Yes.
But try to stick to the guidelines of Twitter to like 140 characters.
Yeah, this is brutal to read.
It was long, and it took a lot of my ink up.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm physically exhausted by reading it. That pretty much concludes our show.
That was a good show.
I mean, I can't wait to come back for the 3rd episode of the
About 2
season.
weeks.
Yeah, we'll let you know on all of our social media outlets. Maddie will send that out.
MG and the BOD on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and email us at mgandthebod@yahoo.com. Any questions you want.
And you guys know it. We definitely don't know everything.
However,
We definitely know more than you.
enjoy the weekend, folks.